So an oceanic slash aquatic fragrance for the fall, is that possible? As a matter of fact, it is. We have a fragrance here by Sospiro called Deep Ocean Amber. This fragrance takes ambergris, bright violet, combines it with styrax, elemi, and labdanum. This stuff is amazing. I'm looking forward to giving you my thoughts on this brand new release. 2023 just came out, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on the brand new Deep Ocean Amber by Sospiro, it's a brand new fragrance, just came out. I'm excited to talk to you about it. Before I begin the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of this type of content here on YouTube, fragrance-related videos, top 10s, reviews on brand new designer and niche fragrances, why don't you go ahead and show your support to the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. All of that would mean so much to me. And the thing with Sospiro fragrances is you can find them at maxaroma.com. I use them all the time. They have a lot of really hard to find designer and niche fragrances for really good prices. And the thing that I love about Max Aroma is you can always just buy a sample. So you don't have to commit to the purchase of a full-size bottle. I know sometimes it can be quite expensive. This hobby is expensive. So if you want to get a sample or a small decant or something like that, you do have the option of doing that at Max Aroma. Anyway, so here we have a fragrance that just came out. The perfumer is Christian Provenzano, and he works at a lab called CPL Aromas. He owns the lab, obviously. The CP stands for Christian Provenzano. And here we have Deep Ocean Amber. This fragrance is amazing. So whenever you think of aquatic or oceanic fragrances, you think of something that's going to be very bright, very fresh, perhaps citrus heavy. That's not the case here. Yes, there is this oceanic component, but Deep Ocean Amber, it does take things in an ambery direction, and I love that it doesn't have a heavy-handed use of vanilla. A lot of amber fragrances on the market do utilize a lot of vanilla. That's not the case here. You have styrax, benzoin, labdanum, elemi. You do have some other deep, warm, balsamic ingredients. And of course, you also have the violet, and you have a touch of ambrette in the opening, which is a little musky. It can have a pear-like aroma. So there is something mildly, ever so mildly sweet in the opening, but it's such a unique fragrance. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell in just a bit. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get this oceanic component about it. The ambergris is without a doubt in there, and it works in really nice harmony with the violet. So violet comes across rather clean. It's floral, but not in a flowery or feminine, as some people would say, type of a way. The violet just comes across very clean, very serene even, but the ambergris is in there. It's a little salty, it's a little oceanic, it's not animalic, which is a good thing, but the amber is in there as well. And amber is an accord, right? So it's a fantasy note. It's really an accord, which is a combination of multiple resins. And in this case, you have the elemi, you have the benzoin, you have the styrax, you have the labdanum. Styrax and benzoin have a medicinal overtone. It has a vanillic personality as well, but it's not too sweet. It is quite thick and syrupy and viscous and balsamic. Labdanum is a little sweeter. Elemi has a bright tendency to it. And if you've ever tried A Midsummer Dream by Raja Parfum, you know what elemi smells like, or even Beloved for Men by Amouage. You have a good idea of what elemi smells like. In this fragrance, you do have this ambery personality. It's almost incensey, and I love that about this. It's like this balsamic, rich, ambery, warm, incensey, aquatic fragrance. It sounds like such a disparity, such a dichotomy. You wouldn't expect those two elements to fuse together and work in the harmony in which they work in this fragrance, but it totally does. And that's why I'm enjoying this one so much. Now, of course, as far as the ambrette is concerned, you do have a playful little touch of sweetness in the opening. Doesn't smell explicitly fruity or musky or anything like that. The violet is really what's at work in this fragrance. Nothing too spicy, but on account of the resins, it does have this earthy personality. I'm looking at the note breakdown. There's no woods, so to speak. So there's no cedar, there's no oud, there's no guaiac wood, there's, really none of that, no sandalwood even. Although I would be convinced if it said sandalwood in the note breakdown, because there's a creaminess about it, and that sweetness, like I said, is probably coming from the amber accord. But at the end of the day, here you have an oceanic slash aquatic fragrance that is perfect for the colder weather. And I suppose if you're a fan of those types of fragrances, if you like Sel Moran by Healy, if you like Acqua di Sale by Profumum Roma, if you like the new Tonic Water by Mise en Cire, if you're looking for a fresh fragrance with body, with sustenance, with longevity, with a resolute nature, Deep Ocean Amber by Sospiro is amazing. Christian Provenzano knocked it out of the park with this one. And of course, you can always get a sample at Max Aroma. So try it, see how it works on your skin, if it melds with your skin chemistry. If you really do enjoy it and you're like, man, I see myself wearing this all the time, then you can go ahead and upgrade to a full bottle. But for the time being, you have that option. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, for me personally, it smells so unique. I was trying to pinpoint and think about, does this really remind me of anything else? But it's that exceptional dichotomy of fresh yet warm that really puts this in a league of its own. Longevity on this one is going to be about 10 hours. Sospiro fragrances for the most part last a very long time on my skin. Projection was great for the first hour of application. It radiated within an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 7, a skin scent right around hour 10. In terms of the versatility, for me personally, I would wear it in the colder weather. So now we're in the autumn. This is the best time to wear it. For me, I would also wear this one in a formal occasion, not so much casually, just because it does have a lot of warmer, darker tendencies to it. Something like Vibrato or Basso, those are ones that I would wear in the hotter weather. But this, I would wear it in the colder weather. Also, Dolce Melodia or Melodia. I got corrected on my pronunciation of that, I apologize. So those are fragrances I would wear in the colder weather as well. Perfectly unisex, and I think somebody who's a little bit older will probably appreciate this more than like a high school or a college student or something like that. But just recommendations, wear what you want, wear what makes you happy. And as far as the presentation is concerned, I like the fabric on the bottle here, the gold hardware. I really do enjoy Sospiro presentations. It just comes across very luxe and very regal looking. My final verdict on this fragrance is it is a super unique fragrance combining fresh and warm elements, and that dichotomy just makes this one so special. I love smelling it, I love wearing it, and I'm gonna make it a point to wear this one a lot in this season because this is the best time of the year to wear this one. Max Aroma has it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up as well. Thank you again so much for joining me today. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.